Feeling stuck? What if the key to moving forward isn't about trying harder, but about letting go? It sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? But that's the power of a Stoic reset. In Stoicism, moving forward often begins by releasing what holds us back. If you've ever felt trapped in a cycle of routine where every day feels the same, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by responsibilities that seem to pile up endlessly, or if you've ever questioned your purpose, wondering if you're truly living the life you want, you're not alone. Even the greatest Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, faced the same struggles. They felt trapped, they faced pressure, they dealt with fear, but they found a way out, and so can you. In this video, you'll discover how to perform a Stoic reset, to free yourself from what's holding you back, to restart your journey with newfound wisdom, and to refocus your mind on what truly matters. We'll break down this transformation into 3 powerful steps. Reset, letting go of the past and freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. Restart, beginning again with clarity, purpose, and wisdom. Refocus, directing your energy towards what truly matters, eliminating distractions. But this isn't just philosophy. It's practical, it's real, it's life-changing. You'll learn how to apply these Stoic principles to your own life, with actionable steps you can take starting today. I know how frustrating it is to feel stuck, to feel like you're trapped in a cycle of routine, to wake up each day feeling like nothing changes, no matter how hard you try. But the Stoics understood this struggle, and they found a way to break free. They learned how to turn setbacks into opportunities, how to embrace change instead of fearing it, and how to find peace amidst the chaos. So if you're ready to stop feeling stuck, if you're ready to reset, restart, and refocus your life, then let's begin. This is more than just a philosophy. It's a way out. It's time to perform your Stoic reset. Let's get started. 1. The power of resetting. What does it truly mean to reset your life? In the philosophy of Stoicism, resetting is not merely about starting over. It's about releasing what no longer serves you, letting go of the burdens that weigh you down, and making space for growth, clarity, and purpose. It's about shedding the layers of fear, regret, and expectation that keep you stuck, and stepping into a new state of being, unburdened, renewed, and free. Imagine this. You are walking through life carrying a heavy backpack. Each stone inside represents a burden you're holding on to. Past mistakes, unfulfilled expectations, toxic relationships, and even outdated versions of yourself. With each step, the weight gets heavier, your pace slows, and soon you feel trapped, stuck in place. But what if you could take off that backpack? What if the only thing keeping you stuck was your refusal to let go? This is the essence of the Stoic reset. It's not about escaping your past, but about freeing yourself from the chains of attachment. It's about releasing what you cannot control and reclaiming your power to move forward. Epictetus, born into slavery and crippled in body, understood this deeply. He faced unimaginable hardship, yet he rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. How did he do it? By mastering the art of letting go. He taught that freedom is not about changing the world around you, but about mastering your inner world. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it. That matters." Epictetus faced cruelty, pain, and loss, but he never allowed them to define him. When his master broke his leg, he simply stated, "You will find me with a broken leg." No anger, no resentment, just acceptance. He let go of resistance, of wishing things were different, and embraced reality as it was. In doing so, he found freedom, a freedom that no one could take from him. This is the power of resetting through Stoicism. It's about releasing the need to control the uncontrollable and focusing on your response instead. It's about letting go of the narratives that no longer serve you, the stories you tell yourself about failure, inadequacy, or fear. When you reset your mindset, you regain the power to choose your response, and in that choice lies your freedom. Feeling stuck often comes from holding on to past failures, to fears of the future, to expectations of how life should be. It's like gripping a rope that's burning your hands. The tighter you hold, the more it hurts. But the moment you let go, the pain stops. The Stoics believed that suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our attachment to them. We suffer not because of loss, but because of our refusal to let go. We feel trapped not by circumstances, but by our resistance to change. To overcome stagnation, you must choose to release, to let go of what is no longer serving your growth, and to open yourself to new possibilities. Resetting your life is about embracing change, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about accepting uncertainty and finding peace in the present moment. It's about realizing that your identity is not defined by your past, but by your choices, here and now. The past is unchangeable, the future is uncertain, but the present is yours to shape. This is the Stoic power of living in the moment, of embracing reality as it is, without judgment, without fear. But how do you apply this in your life? Start by asking yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Is it a regret that haunts you? An expectation that burdens you? A relationship that drains you? Identify the stones in your backpack and make a conscious choice to let them go. This doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing their power over you. It means accepting the past and focusing on the present. It means choosing freedom over fear. Epictetus taught that we suffer not from events, but from our judgments about them. To reset your life, you must learn to change your perspective, to see obstacles as opportunities, failures as lessons, and pain as a pathway to growth. This is the power of resetting through Stoicism, the power to transform your mindset, and in doing so, to transform your life. Think about it. The more you let go, the more you gain. More clarity, more freedom, more peace. It's not about losing, but about gaining yourself. It's about breaking free from the chains of attachment and stepping into a life of purpose, of meaning, of fulfillment. This is the paradox of the Stoic Reset. The less you hold on to, the more you truly live. If you've ever felt trapped by your past, overwhelmed by fear, or burdened by expectations, know that you are not alone. The Stoics faced these same struggles, and they found a way out. They learned to let go, to reset, and to rise above. And so can you. So I ask you, what are you ready to let go of? What burden, what fear, what expectation are you willing to release? Share it in the comments below, and take the first step towards your Stoic reset. This choice, to release, to reset, is yours alone. And once you make it, you'll discover that freedom was always within you. Letting go is just the beginning. Once you've released the past, how do you move forward? How do you restart your life? Not just from scratch, but with wisdom, with purpose, with clarity. This leads us to the next principle. the power of restarting, where you don't just begin again, you begin better. Let's explore how to restart with renewed strength in the next chapter. The mental reset. What does it mean to reset your mind? In Stoicism, the mental reset is about reclaiming control over your thoughts, breaking free from negativity, and refocusing your mind on what truly matters. It's about learning to observe your thoughts without being enslaved by them, recognizing that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The Stoics believed that mastering your mind is the key to mastering your life. When you change the way you think, you change the way you live. But how do you do this? How do you control negative thoughts that seem to spiral out of control, that consume your peace and cloud your judgment? The Stoics practiced a powerful technique called negative visualization. It's a counterintuitive approach, but it's one of the most profound tools to refocus your mind and find inner peace. They would deliberately imagine the worst-case scenario, not to invite misfortune, but to prepare themselves, to build resilience, to detach from outcomes, and to truly appreciate what they already had. Imagine losing something or someone you deeply care about. Imagine losing your wealth, your status, your health, even your loved ones. At first, it sounds terrifying, even cruel, but that's precisely why it's powerful. By facing the worst in your mind, you free yourself from the fear of it. You realize that you can endure, that you can adapt, that you can survive. And when you open your eyes to the present, you see it with newfound gratitude, with a deeper appreciation for what you have while you still have it. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. As Emperor of Rome, he faced betrayals, loss, and even a global pandemic. Yet, he maintained absolute calm. How? He prepared his mind. In his meditations, he wrote, "Begin each day by telling yourself, 'Today, I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All these things happen because they do not know the difference between good and evil.'" By anticipating adversity, he armed his mind against it. He did not react with anger or frustration, but with acceptance, with clarity, with strength. But this isn't just about imagining the worst. It's about detaching from the need for things to go a certain way. It's about freeing yourself from expectations and embracing reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. Seneca, another great Stoic, taught that expectations are the root of suffering. He said, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." We create our own pain by resisting what is, by clinging to what was, by fearing what could be. But when you let go of expectations, when you accept life as it unfolds, you find peace, even in the midst of chaos. So how can you practice this? How can you reset your mind and free yourself from negative thoughts? Start by recognizing that your thoughts are not facts. They are stories, narratives, interpretations, shaped by your past experiences and fears. But you have the power to rewrite them, to question them, to change them. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this thought serving me or enslaving me? Practice negative visualization once a day. Close your eyes and imagine losing something you deeply value, not to invite pain, but to detach from it. Imagine losing your possessions, your achievements, even your health. Picture yourself adapting, surviving, finding strength in the face of loss. By embracing the worst, you free yourself from the fear of it. And when you open your eyes, you'll see your life, your loved ones, your health, with a renewed sense of gratitude, of appreciation, of peace. But don't stop there. Practice mindfulness. Learn to observe your thoughts without reacting to them. Imagine your thoughts as leaves floating down a stream. Watch them, acknowledge them, but don't chase them. Let them pass by, without judgment, without attachment. This is how you cultivate inner peace. This is how you master your mind. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your own thoughts, if you've ever been trapped by fear, by doubt, by regret, know that you're not alone. Marcus Aurelius felt it too. Seneca battled with it. Even Epictetus, who was born a slave, crippled by cruelty, faced the darkness of his own mind. But they found a way out. They learned to reset their minds, to break free from negative thinking, and to find peace, even in adversity. And so can you. So, I ask you, what negative thought is holding you back? What fear? What expectation? What regret are you ready to release? Share it in the comments below and take the first step towards your mental reset. This isn't just about thinking positive, it's about thinking clearly, thinking courageously, thinking freely. When you master your mind, you master your life. But the journey doesn't end here. Once you've reset your mindset, once you've freed yourself from negativity, how do you move forward? How do you refocus your mind, not just on avoiding pain, but on pursuing purpose, clarity, and growth? This leads us to the next principle, refocusing on what matters, where you don't just quiet your mind, you direct it with intention, with purpose, with power. Let's explore how to refocus your mind in the next chapter. 3. Resetting your social circle. Who do you spend the most time with? Have you ever stopped to consider how much they shape who you are, who you become, and how you see the world? The Stoics believe that your social circle is one of the most powerful influences on your mind, your values, and ultimately, your destiny. They taught that the people you surround yourself with either lift you up or pull you down. There's no neutral ground. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, lived in the heart of the Roman Empire, surrounded by political corruption, betrayal, and greed. As an advisor to Emperor Nero, he witnessed the very worst of human nature. Yet, Seneca maintained his integrity, his wisdom, and his inner peace. How? He was selective, not about his physical surroundings, but about who he allowed into his inner world. He carefully chose his mentors, his confidants, his inspirations. Seneca once wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for men learn while they teach." Think about that for a moment. The process is mutual. You are not only influenced by those around you, but you also influence them. Every conversation, every interaction, every exchange of ideas is an opportunity for growth or decay. And that's why the Stoics emphasize the importance of resetting your social circle. It's not about cutting people off ruthlessly, but about intentionally choosing relationships that align with your purpose, that support your growth, that bring you closer to inner peace. Take a moment to reflect. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they encouraging you, challenging you, helping you grow? Or are they draining you, filling your mind with doubt, negativity, or distractions. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. As Emperor of Rome, he was surrounded by flatterers, opportunists, even traitors. Yet, he remained unshaken. Why? Because he guarded his mind, his spirit, his circle. In his meditations, he wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Do not waste the remaining part of your life in thoughts about others unless you can relate them to some unselfish purpose. He chose his influences carefully. He surrounded himself with mentors, philosophers, and wise counselors who grounded him, reminded him of his duty, and inspired him to live virtuously. He did not allow the opinions of the crowd, the gossip of the court, or the ambitions of power-hungry politicians to cloud his mind. He reset his social circle, not by changing people, but by changing his focus, his attention, his priorities. But how can you apply this in your own life? How can you reset your social circle without causing conflict, without hurting others? Start by evaluating. Who uplifts you? Who inspires you? Who challenges you to be better? And who drains you? Who distracts you? Who keeps you stuck? This isn't about judgment, but about alignment. Who aligns with your values, your purpose, your peace? Begin by spending more time with those who encourage your growth. Seek out mentors, role models, people who inspire you to reach higher, to think deeper, to become stronger. Connect with communities that share your values, that support your journey, that challenge your comfort zones. Surround yourself with wisdom, resilience, courage, and at the same time, create distance from toxic influences, from negative voices, from those who keep you stagnant. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with clarity, with purpose, with peace. Seneca knew this well. Despite being surrounded by corruption in Nero's court, he maintained friendships with fellow philosophers. He corresponded with wise men across the empire. He nourished his mind with the teachings of Socrates, Zeno, and Cleanthes. He created a circle of wisdom, even when surrounded by chaos, and so can you. You don't need to cut people off abruptly, but you do need to redirect your attention. Focus on those who inspire you, who challenge you, who lift you higher. Limit your exposure to gossip, negativity, and distractions. If you've ever felt drained by certain people, if you've ever been pulled into drama, negativity, or mediocrity, you're not alone. The Stoics faced it too, but they learned to reset their social circles, to protect their peace, to preserve their purpose, to find inner peace amidst the noise. And so can you. So, I ask you, who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? How do they influence you? How do they shape your mind, your values, your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below and take the first step towards resetting your social circle. This isn't about isolation, but about intention. It's about choosing influences that elevate you, that challenge you, that bring you closer to your purpose, your peace, your potential. But the journey doesn't end here. Once you've reset your social circle, once you've surrounded yourself with wisdom, inspiration, and purpose, how do you use that energy? How do you channel it to create, to grow, to contribute? This leads us to the next principle: restarting with purpose, where you not only refocus your mind, but also your actions, your ambitions, your life's mission. Let's explore how to restart with purpose in the next chapter. 4. Restarting with clarity. Have you ever felt the need to start over? but didn't know where to begin, felt lost, stuck in routines, or burdened by past failures. Restarting your life isn't just about changing your circumstances. It's about restarting with clarity. It's about seeing things as they truly are, not as you fear them to be. It's about breaking free from the fog of doubt, hesitation, and confusion, and stepping forward with a purpose that cuts through the noise. But how do you achieve that clarity? How do you silence the chaos of the mind and find a direction that resonates with your true self? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, faced these very questions. He ruled over the vast Roman Empire, confronted by political intrigue, wars, and personal tragedies. Yet, he led with unwavering clarity. How? By anchoring himself to his purpose, by filtering out distractions, by consistently realigning his actions with his principles. In his private journal, Meditations, Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He knew that clarity didn't come from external achievements, but from mastering his inner world. By controlling his mind, his perceptions, his responses, he found calm amidst the chaos. He did not allow external pressures to cloud his vision. He understood that clarity is a choice, a practice, a commitment to see things clearly, without judgment, without fear, without distortion. And this is where restarting with clarity begins. It starts by detaching from past failures, regrets, or mistakes. It starts by letting go of the stories we tell ourselves, the limiting beliefs, the should-haves and could-haves that haunt our minds. The Stoics teach us that the past is beyond our control, but the present, this very moment, is where our power lies. By releasing the weight of the past, we create space for new beginnings, for growth, for transformation. But how can you do this in practice? Start by identifying your core values. What truly matters to you? Not to society, not to your peers, but to you. What drives you, inspires you, fulfills you? This is what Marcus Aurelius did every single day. In Meditations, he repeatedly asked himself, "What is my duty as a human being? What is essential? What is trivial?" By constantly questioning his purpose, he maintained a sense of clarity and direction, even amidst the turbulence of ruling an empire. Now, take a moment to reflect. What are your core values? What purpose gives meaning to your actions? Write them down, reflect on them. Let them guide your decisions, your habits, your lifestyle. When you align your actions with your values, clarity becomes a natural byproduct. You no longer feel torn between conflicting desires, because your direction is grounded in what truly matters. And then, simplify. Marcus Aurelius practiced minimalism of the mind. He filtered out distractions, trivial pursuits, and unnecessary complexities. He focused on essentials, on his duty, on his purpose. He reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. By simplifying his thoughts, he maintained clarity amidst the complexities of life. You can do the same. Eliminate what does not serve your purpose. Filter out distractions, negativity, and noise. Focus on the few things that matter most. But clarity is not just about focusing on what matters. It's also about letting go of what doesn't. Let go of comparisons, of societal expectations, of fears about the future. The Stoics teach us that we control our perceptions, but not external events. So why waste energy on what you cannot change? Let go of the need to control the uncontrollable. Release the burden of perfection. Embrace the present moment as it is, with gratitude, with acceptance, with clarity. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by uncertainty, if you've ever been paralyzed by indecision, if you've ever struggled to find purpose in the noise of daily life, know that you're not alone. Marcus Aurelius felt it too, but he learned to restart with clarity by returning to his values, by simplifying his mind, by letting go of what was beyond his control. And so can you. Ask yourself, what is truly essential? What do you need to let go of? What is distracting you from your purpose? Share your reflections in the comments below. Engage in this journey of clarity, of self-discovery, of restarting with purpose. Once you restart with clarity, once you align your actions with your values, once you simplify your mind and let go of distractions, what comes next? How do you maintain that clarity amidst life's challenges? How do you focus your energy on what truly matters without being pulled off track? This leads us to the next principle, refocusing on what matters, where we learn to direct our attention, our energy, and our efforts toward our highest purpose. Let's explore this in the next chapter. 5. Restarting your habits. Restarting your habits. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do. We get stuck, not because we lack motivation, but because we're trapped in routines that no longer serve us. Restarting your habits isn't just about trying harder, it's about breaking free from stagnation and rebuilding your life with purpose and intention. And who understood this better than Marcus Aurelius? Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, ruled the Roman Empire with discipline and wisdom. But what many don't know is that his greatest strength didn't come from his power, but from his daily habits. Every night, after facing political intrigue, battles, and personal tragedies, Marcus would sit down and write in his journal. He would reflect on his day, question his actions, and realign himself with his principles. This habit of daily reflection wasn't just routine, it was his way of restarting his mind, resetting his perspective, and preparing himself for the challenges ahead. In his private journal Meditations, he wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work. As a human being, what do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for?" He reminded himself of his duty, of his purpose, of his role as a human being. By repeating this habit day after day, he overcame stagnation, silenced doubt, and moved forward with unwavering discipline. This is the power of Stoic habits. They're not about forcing yourself to change. They're about aligning your actions with your purpose, your values, your principles. They're about building a foundation so strong that even when motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. And this is why restarting your habits is so powerful, because it's not about the habit itself, but about who you become by practicing it consistently, relentlessly. But how do you restart your habits with clarity and purpose? It begins by examining your current routines. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, taught that we are not disturbed by events, but by our interpretations of them. The same applies to habits. We are not trapped by our routines, but by how we perceive them. If we see habits as burdens, we resist them. But if we see them as tools for growth, we embrace them. Start by questioning your daily actions. Are they aligned with your purpose? Do they bring you closer to who you want to become, or are they distractions? Marcus Aurelius constantly questioned his habits, his desires, his actions. He would ask, does this contribute to my purpose? Does this make me a better human being? If the answer was no, he would let it go without hesitation. This is the power of clarity and purpose. It simplifies your life and gives your actions meaning. Once you identify which habits to let go of, it's time to restart with intention. Choose one habit that aligns with your purpose and start small. Consistency is more important than intensity. Seneca, another Stoic master, taught that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. When you restart, it's not about becoming someone new, but about returning to your true self, to the person you were meant to be. And here's the key: celebrate progress, not perfection. The Stoics understood that growth is a journey, not a destination. Marcus Aurelius struggled. He failed. He had days of doubt, but he persisted. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset allowed him to see setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. When you restart your habits, you will face challenges, distractions, even failures. But each setback is a stepping stone, a lesson, a guide. This brings us to an important point: accountability and reflection. Marcus Aurelius didn't write in his journal just to record events. He wrote to hold himself accountable. He questioned his thoughts, his actions, his intentions. This is the power of journaling. It keeps you honest, disciplined, and consistent. Start this habit today. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions, celebrate your progress, and learn from your setbacks. This daily reflection will help you restart with clarity every single day. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by routines that drain you, if you've ever struggled to build habits that last, if you've ever wanted to break free from stagnation, then this is your call to action. Restart your habits with purpose, with intention, with discipline. Start small, but start today. Choose one habit, just one, that aligns with your purpose, and commit to it relentlessly. What habit will you restart today? What action will you take to overcome stagnation? Share it in the comments below, and let's build a community of accountability, of discipline, of growth. Restarting your habits isn't easy, but it's powerful. It shapes who you become and who you inspire others to be. But restarting habits is just the beginning. Once you establish discipline, how do you maintain focus? How do you ensure that your actions align with your purpose every single day? This brings us to the next principle: refocusing on what matters, where we learn to direct our energy, our time, and our efforts on what truly matters. Let's explore this in the next chapter. 6. Restarting with purpose. Restarting with purpose. It's not just about setting new goals or chasing achievements. It's about realigning your actions with your inner values, your true calling, the reason you get out of bed each morning. Too often, we live our lives dictated by external pressures, expectations from society, family, or even our past selves. But to truly restart your life, you must first reconnect with your purpose. the one that comes from within, not from outside noise. No one understood this better than Epictetus, born into slavery. Epictetus had no control over his circumstances. He was property, a possession, considered less than human by society's standards. Yet, he found freedom not in changing his circumstances, but in changing his mind. He wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Despite his chains, Epictetus realized that his purpose, his freedom, was in his control over his mind, his perceptions, his choices. Imagine that a man with no physical freedom found absolute liberty because he chose to live with purpose, with intention. He decided not to be a victim of his circumstances, but to become a master of his thoughts, his reactions, his destiny. Epictetus didn't just restart his life, he reinvented it from the inside out. This is the essence of restarting with purpose. It's not about waiting for circumstances to change, but about changing your perspective, about finding clarity and meaning within yourself. It's about recognizing that the only power anyone has over you is the power you give them. By choosing your purpose, you reclaim your freedom, your direction, your life. But how do you do this? How do you restart with purpose in a world filled with distractions, pressures, and expectations? It begins by asking yourself one simple question. Why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up every morning? Why do you pursue the goals you chase? If your answer is rooted in external validation, social approval, or fear of judgment, then your purpose is not your own. It's borrowed, imposed, and it will never fulfill you. Instead, look within. Ask yourself, what do I value? What impact do I want to leave behind? What kind of person do I want to become? These questions cut through the noise. They strip away illusions, and they reveal your true purpose, your guiding star. Epictetus found his purpose in wisdom, in teaching others to master themselves, to find freedom in the mind, regardless of external circumstances. And here's the key. Purpose is not about success. It's about fulfillment. It's about living in alignment with your values, even if it means going against the grain, even if it means standing alone. It's about pursuing what matters to you, even when no one else understands, even when the world tells you otherwise. But purpose alone is not enough. It must be followed by consistent action. Epictetus didn't just philosophize about freedom, he practiced it every single day. He challenged his thoughts, controlled his reactions, and refused to be defined by his circumstances. This is the power of Stoic discipline, aligning your actions with your purpose, regardless of obstacles, regardless of setbacks. So, how can you restart with purpose today? Start by eliminating distractions. Let go of habits, people, or environments that pull you away from your purpose. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This means letting go of the need for approval, letting go of the fear of judgment, letting go of everything that doesn't align with your values. Then, simplify your life. Purpose is not about adding more. It's about subtracting what doesn't matter. It's about focusing on what's essential and letting go of the rest. Epictetus lived with almost nothing because he realized that freedom comes not from having more, but from needing less. And most importantly, act with intention. Every choice you make, every step you take, should move you closer to your purpose. Don't waste your time on meaningless pursuits. Don't get lost in distractions. Don't allow your energy to be scattered. Focus on what matters and let everything else fade away. This is how you restart with purpose, not by chasing goals that don't fulfill you, but by aligning your actions with your values, by living intentionally, by refusing to be defined by anything other than your own purpose. And here's a powerful question to reflect on. If today were my last day, would I be proud of how I lived? If the answer is no, then it's time to restart, to realign, to live with purpose. Because in the end, it's not about how long you live, but about how deeply you live, how true you are to yourself, how courageously you pursue your purpose. Take a moment, reflect, and share in the comments below. What is your purpose? What will you do today to restart with purpose? Let's create a community of purpose-driven lives, of meaningful actions, of intentional living. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Once you find your purpose, once you restart with intention, how do you sustain it? How do you stay focused on what truly matters amidst life's chaos and distractions? This leads us to the next principle: refocusing on what matters, where we learn to guard our attention, our energy, and our purpose with unwavering discipline. Let's explore this in the next chapter. 7. Refocusing on what matters. Refocusing on what matters in a world full of distractions is not just about doing less. It's about doing what truly matters. It's about choosing your battles, protecting your energy, and aligning your actions with your core values. This is the essence of Stoic clarity, knowing what to pursue and, more importantly, what to let go. Seneca understood this deeply. He served as an advisor in the court of Emperor Nero, surrounded by wealth, power, and endless distractions. Yet, amidst the noise of Roman politics, Seneca practiced a philosophy of minimalism, of focusing on what truly mattered. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." These words are just as relevant today as they were 2,000 years ago. Think about it. How much of your day is spent on things that don't matter? Endless scrolling, meaningless tasks, obligations that drain your energy, distractions that pull you away from your purpose. The modern world is designed to steal your attention, to keep you busy, but not necessarily productive. To break free from this cycle, you must learn to refocus your mind, to guard your attention as fiercely as Seneca guarded his values. But how do you do this? How do you refocus on what matters when the world is constantly pulling you in different directions? The answer lies in identifying your core values. Seneca once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving." This wasn't just advice about friendship, it was about purposeful living. Seneca surrounded himself with people and activities that aligned with his values, that contributed to his growth, his wisdom, his purpose. Start by asking yourself, what do I truly value? Is it wisdom, growth, peace, fulfillment, contribution? Whatever it is, write it down. Make it your guiding star. Then, eliminate distractions that don't align with these values. If your value is growth, let go of activities that don't help you grow. If your value is peace, distance yourself from chaos and drama. If your value is contribution, stop wasting time on superficial pursuits. This is what refocusing on what matters is all about. It's about saying no, so you can say yes to the right things. It's about simplifying your life, removing the unnecessary so the necessary can speak. Seneca believed in voluntary simplicity, not because he couldn't afford luxury, but because he understood that luxury comes at the cost of attention, energy, and focus. Imagine how liberating it would feel to wake up every morning knowing exactly what matters and exactly what doesn't. Imagine having the courage to let go of what's holding you back, the distractions, the obligations, the superficial desires, and instead channeling all your energy into what truly matters to you. Seneca practiced this by writing letters of wisdom, by mentoring young minds, by focusing on philosophy, even when surrounded by political intrigue and danger. He chose his purpose over popularity, his values over vanity, his wisdom over wealth. And because of this, his words continue to inspire us, even today. But here's the challenge. Refocusing is not a one-time event. It's a daily discipline. It requires constant self-awareness, constant realignment, constant courage. Every morning, ask yourself, what truly matters today? And then protect that answer with your life. Cut out distractions. Say no to meaningless tasks. Guard your attention, because your attention is your life. Seneca warned us, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Craving more, doing more, achieving more. These are the distractions of the modern world. But the Stoic way, the path to peace, is to do less, but better. To choose depth over breadth, quality over quantity, meaning over noise. And here's a powerful exercise to help you refocus. The Stoic practice of negative visualization. Imagine losing everything you have, your possessions, your achievements, your reputation, even your loved ones. This isn't about being pessimistic. It's about recognizing what truly matters. When you practice this, you realize that most of what you're chasing doesn't matter at all. You realize that the only things that truly matter are the ones you already have, the ones you can never replace. This exercise helps you break free from routine, from the mindless pursuit of more, and brings you back to what truly matters: love, wisdom, purpose, inner peace. When you practice negative visualization, you free yourself from the fear of loss, and you appreciate what you have with greater clarity, greater gratitude, greater focus. But refocusing isn't just about letting go. It's about holding on to the right things. It's about committing to your purpose, your values, your vision, with unwavering discipline. It's about saying, this is who I am, and nothing will distract me from this path. This is how you break free from routine, by choosing your own path, not the one imposed by society, not the one dictated by others. And as you walk this path, as you refocus on what matters, remember Seneca's words. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Every day is a chance to refocus, to realign, to rediscover what matters most. Every day is an opportunity to live intentionally, purposefully, meaningfully. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. Once you've refocused on what matters, how do you sustain this clarity amidst the chaos of life? How do you remain grounded, even when the world tries to pull you away? This leads us to the next principle, mastering the art of persistence, where we learn the power of resilience, the courage to stay true, the discipline to keep moving forward no matter what. Let's explore this in the next chapter. 8. Refocusing on inner peace. Refocusing on inner peace isn't about escaping the chaos of life. It's about finding calmness amidst the storm. It's about cultivating a mindset that remains undisturbed, no matter the circumstances. In Stoicism, this is the essence of ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, unshakable by external events. But how do we achieve this? Especially in a world filled with noise, distractions, and pressures. Marcus Aurelius faced this very challenge, ruling the Roman Empire during times of war, plague, and political turmoil. Yet, despite the chaos surrounding him, he maintained an incredible sense of inner peace. His secret? Meditation and contemplation. Every morning, before facing the world, Marcus would reflect on his thoughts, his emotions, and his purpose. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This daily practice wasn't about escaping reality. It was about confronting it with clarity and composure. Marcus used meditative contemplation to refocus his mind, to silence the noise, and to reconnect with his core values. This wasn't the meditation of emptying the mind, but of filling it with wisdom. He would visualize the challenges he might face, the people who would test his patience, the pressures of leadership. And then he would remind himself, "These events don't disturb me. My thoughts about them do." This is the power of refocusing on inner peace. It's about changing your perspective, not your circumstances. It's about seeing obstacles as opportunities, pain as a teacher, and challenges as stepping stones to growth. But how can you apply this today, in your own life, amidst your own struggles? Start with a simple practice: Stoic meditation. Every morning, before the chaos begins, take a moment to prepare your mind. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize the day ahead. Imagine the challenges you might face, the setbacks, the frustrations. But then, detach from them. Realize that these events don't control your emotions. Your thoughts about them do. This is what Marcus did every day to build an unshakable inner calm. You might be thinking, but how do I stay calm when things go wrong, when I feel stuck, when life becomes overwhelming? The answer lies in another Stoic practice: negative visualization. Imagine the worst that could happen, not to scare yourself, but to prepare yourself. Marcus Aurelius would visualize loss, failure, even death. This wasn't pessimism, it was mental fortification. By accepting the worst, he freed himself from fear and found a profound sense of inner peace. Think about it. When you embrace the worst, nothing can catch you off guard. You become resilient, adaptable, and emotionally untouchable. This is how you break free from feeling stuck, by realizing that the worst-case scenario isn't as terrifying as you imagine. You liberate your mind from worry, from anxiety, from paralysis. You regain the power to act, to move forward, to live freely. But negative visualization isn't just about imagining loss. It's about cultivating gratitude. When you visualize losing what you have, you start appreciating it more. You realize how precious your loved ones are, how valuable your health is, how meaningful your purpose is. This gratitude anchors you in the present, giving you inner peace amidst the noise of desire and dissatisfaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you do not have, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." This simple shift in perspective, from craving to gratitude, from desire to acceptance, is the key to lasting inner peace. But let's be honest, practicing this consistently isn't easy. We're bombarded with distractions, temptations, expectations, pulling us away from peace into chaos. This is why the Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort. By exposing themselves to discomfort deliberately, they trained their minds to remain calm, even in adversity. Epictetus would deliberately wear ragged clothing to detach from vanity. Seneca would practice poverty to detach from wealth. Marcus Aurelius would sleep on the floor to detach from luxury. This wasn't about punishing themselves. It was about freedom. Freedom from attachment, from dependency, from fear. By practicing discomfort, they became comfortable with the uncomfortable. You don't have to go to extremes, but you can practice this in small ways. Take cold showers to train resilience. Skip a meal to practice self-control. Disconnect from social media to break free from distractions. These small acts of voluntary discomfort refocus your mind and build inner peace by teaching you that you don't need external comforts to feel at peace within. But peace isn't just about detachment, it's about connection. Connecting with your purpose, with your values, with the present moment. And this is where mindful reflection comes in. Every night, Marcus Aurelius would reflect on his day. He would ask himself, what did I do well? Where did I falter? How can I improve tomorrow? This wasn't about self-criticism, but about self-awareness, about learning and growing. By reflecting on his actions, his emotions, his choices, Marcus stayed connected to his purpose, his vision, his inner peace. You can do this too, by ending each day with a few moments of reflection. Write down your thoughts, your victories, your setbacks, your lessons, and then let them go. Release the past, embrace the present, and prepare for tomorrow with a calm and focused mind. This is the path to inner peace, not by escaping the world, but by mastering your mind. By practicing Stoic meditation, negative visualization, voluntary discomfort, and mindful reflection, you cultivate an inner calm that nothing can disturb, not failure, not loss, not chaos. Imagine waking up every morning, feeling centered, grounded, at peace. Imagine facing challenges without fear, without frustration, without anxiety. Imagine living with a tranquil mind, no matter what happens. This isn't a fantasy. It's the Stoic way of life, but there's more. Once you've cultivated this inner peace, how do you sustain it in a world that constantly tests your patience, your values, your resolve? This leads us to the next principle, mastering the art of persistence. It's about building the resilience, the courage, the discipline to remain grounded no matter what. It's about never giving up, even when the world pushes you down. Let's dive into this in the next chapter. 9. Refocusing on action over excuses. Refocusing on action over excuses is one of the most powerful ways to transform your life. It's the difference between dreaming and doing, between wishing and achieving. Yet, how often do we find ourselves stuck, making excuses, waiting for the right moment, or convincing ourselves that we're not ready? The truth is, this mindset keeps us trapped, paralyzed by fear, procrastination, and self-doubt. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, had a simple yet profound teaching. He said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Notice the simplicity, the clarity, the directness. There are no excuses, no waiting, no hesitation. It's about making a decision and then taking action, no matter how uncomfortable or imperfect that action may be. This is the essence of Stoicism, taking responsibility for your own life. The Stoics believe that we are defined not by our thoughts, not by our intentions, but by our actions. It doesn't matter how much you know, how talented you are, or how grand your dreams may be. If you don't take action, you remain stagnant, stuck in the same place, year after year. But why is action so difficult? Why do we find ourselves procrastinating, making excuses, or waiting for motivation? The answer lies in our perception of discomfort. We avoid action because we fear failure, rejection, criticism, or simply the discomfort of leaving our comfort zones. But here's the truth. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. If you want to grow, to change, to become better, you must be willing to embrace discomfort, to take action, even when it's scary, even when it's uncertain. Epictetus faced unimaginable discomfort. Born a slave, he could have easily made excuses, accepted his circumstances, and lived a life of mediocrity. But he chose action. He chose to educate himself, to master his mind, to transform his fate. He became one of the most influential philosophers in history, not because of his circumstances, but because of his choices, his actions, his refusal to be a victim. So, what's stopping you from taking action? Is it fear? Is it self-doubt? Is it the illusion of perfection? Remember, you don't have to be perfect to start, but you do have to start to become perfect. Perfection is an illusion, a trap that keeps us waiting, procrastinating, endlessly preparing, but never executing. The Stoics understood this, which is why they practiced deliberate action, focusing on progress, not perfection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop debating. Stop analyzing. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Act now. Even the smallest step forward is better than standing still. It's better to stumble, to fail, to learn, than to remain paralyzed by fear or indecision." But how can you break free from the cycle of excuses, procrastination, and inaction? The answer lies in refocusing your mind on what truly matters. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? What are my values? What do I want my life to stand for? When you are clear about your purpose, your priorities become clear, and excuses become irrelevant. Take a moment right now and reflect on your deepest values. What do you truly care about? What legacy do you want to leave behind? When you connect with your purpose, excuses lose their power, and action becomes not just easier, but inevitable. You find the strength to overcome fear, to embrace discomfort, and to do what must be done, regardless of the obstacles. But clarity of purpose alone is not enough. You need discipline and consistency. This is where the Stoics excelled. They understood that action is not a one-time effort, but a daily practice. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." The more you hesitate, the more you doubt, the more difficult action becomes. But the more you act, the easier it gets, the stronger you become. Start small. Take one step today, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect. Maybe it's writing one paragraph, making one phone call, taking one walk, or learning one new skill. The key is to start and to keep going, no matter what. As you build momentum, You build confidence, and action becomes a habit, a part of who you are. But what if you fail? What if you make mistakes? What if things don't go as planned? Good. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. The Stoics saw failure not as defeat, but as feedback. Every failure teaches you, refines you, strengthens you. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Every setback, every obstacle, every failure is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become stronger. But how do you stay consistent when motivation fades, when life gets hard, when excuses start to creep back in? The answer is self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius would remind himself every morning. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, "I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things for which I was brought into the world?" Action is your duty, your purpose, your responsibility. Imagine if Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, had made excuses, if he had waited for motivation, if he had procrastinated. The empire would have crumbled. His legacy would have been forgotten. But he took action every single day, no matter how tired, no matter how busy, no matter how difficult. He refocused on action, not excuses. And so can you. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do today to move closer to my purpose? Then do it. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today, right now. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Start acting. Imagine what your life would look like if you consistently took action, no matter the circumstances, no matter the challenges, no matter the fear. Imagine the person you would become, the life you would create, the impact you would make. This is the power of refocusing on action over excuses. But taking action, especially consistent action, requires persistence, resilience, and an unbreakable will. It requires mastering the art of never giving up, no matter what. And that is exactly what we'll explore in the next principle. Mastering the art of persistence. It's about pushing through failure, through rejection, through pain, and emerging stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's dive in. Mastering the art of persistence. Mastering the art of persistence is not about never failing. It's about never giving up. It's about standing firm in your purpose, even when everything around you is falling apart. It's about embracing obstacles, enduring pain, and moving forward, one step at a time. This is the essence of Stoicism, and no one embodied it better than Marcus Aurelius. Imagine this. You are the Emperor of Rome. Your empire is crumbling. Plagues are devastating your people. Wars are tearing your borders apart. Political conspiracies are brewing in your own court. Every day, you wake up to chaos, uncertainty, and unimaginable pressure. How do you remain calm? How do you continue to lead, to fight, to govern, without losing yourself in despair or fear? Marcus Aurelius did just that. He faced one of the darkest periods in Roman history, yet he remained unshaken, unbroken, resolute. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He understood that persistence is not about controlling the world, but about controlling your mind, your perception, your response. This is the key to overcoming stagnation and embracing the Stoic Reset. When life gets hard, when you feel overwhelmed, when setbacks knock you down. Remember, you cannot control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. This is where true strength lies, not in avoiding pain, but in facing it, embracing it, and growing through it. Marcus faced pain every day. He lost 8 of his children. He battled chronic illness. He faced betrayal, conspiracies, and the constant threat of assassination. Yet, he never gave up. He never surrendered to despair. Instead, he wrote his thoughts, his reflections, his struggles in his personal journal, Meditations. He reminded himself daily, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the essence of persistence, to see obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones, to use failure, pain, and hardship as fuel for growth, to keep moving forward, not in spite of difficulties, but because of them. Every challenge, every setback, every struggle is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, more resilient. But how do you cultivate this level of persistence? How do you keep going when everything seems to be falling apart? The answer lies in acceptance and adaptation. Accept that pain is a part of life. Accept that failure is inevitable. Accept that the road to success is filled with obstacles. And then adapt. Change your perspective. Adjust your approach. And keep moving forward. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you face setbacks, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? How can I learn? How can I turn this pain into power? This mindset is the key to overcoming stagnation. When you stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as opportunities, you free yourself from fear, doubt, and hesitation. You find the courage to persist, to push through, to keep fighting, even when the odds are against you. But persistence isn't just about pushing through pain. It's about maintaining focus, staying true to your purpose, and never losing sight of your vision. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Clarity of purpose gives you strength, resilience, and unbreakable resolve. When you are clear about your values, your goals, your purpose, nothing can shake you, nothing can stop you. But persistence also requires patience and consistency. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged. It's about taking one step, then another, until you reach your goal. It's about small actions, repeated consistently, that create monumental results. This is how Marcus led Rome through plagues, wars, and political chaos. Not through grand gestures, but through daily discipline, unwavering focus, and relentless persistence. Every day, he showed up. Every day, he wrote in his journal. Every day, he reminded himself of his duty, his purpose, his responsibility. This is why he is remembered, not just as an emperor, but as a philosopher, a warrior, a Stoic. Imagine what you could achieve if you approached your life, your challenges, your dreams with the same persistence. Imagine the person you could become, the legacy you could create, the impact you could make if you never gave up, no matter how hard, no matter how painful, no matter how uncertain. But persistence isn't just about enduring pain. It's about transforming pain into power. It's about using failures as lessons, setbacks as opportunities, and obstacles as stepping stones. It's about choosing growth over comfort, progress over perfection, and action over excuses. So, what is holding you back? What pain are you avoiding? What obstacle are you afraid to face? Embrace it, turn towards it, face it head-on, and persist. Use it as fuel, as motivation, as power, to keep moving forward, to keep fighting, to keep growing. But remember, persistence is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not about how fast you go, but about how long you can keep going. It's about resilience, patience, and unbreakable resolve. It's about falling 7 times and getting up 8. It's about choosing every single day to keep moving forward, no matter what. And when you feel like giving up, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like the world is against you, remember Marcus Aurelius, standing alone against plagues, wars, conspiracies, and chaos, yet refusing to give up. Remember his words. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the power of mastering the art of persistence. To keep moving forward, not in spite of obstacles, but because of them. To turn pain into power, failure into fuel, and setbacks into strength. So, what will you do? Will you give up, or will you persist? Will you surrender, or will you fight? The choice is yours, and yours alone. But remember, you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more resilient than you can imagine. Keep moving forward, keep fighting, keep growing, because persistence is not just an action, it's a way of life, a way of being, a way of becoming unstoppable. And this is the ultimate Stoic reset. As we reach the end of this journey, let's reflect on the 3 pillars we've explored: reset, restart, and refocus. These aren't just words. They are powerful actions that can transform your life. Reset means letting go, releasing what no longer serves you, freeing yourself from the weight of past mistakes and burdens. It's about embracing change and understanding that to move forward, you must first let go. Restart is about beginning again, not from scratch, but from experience. It's about using your past, not as a chain, but as a stepping stone. It's about applying the lessons you've learned, facing challenges with renewed wisdom, and pursuing your goals with greater clarity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every obstacle is an opportunity to restart, to adapt, to grow stronger, and finally, refocus. It's about realigning your life with what truly matters. It's about eliminating distractions, breaking free from routine, and directing your energy towards purpose and fulfillment. It's about choosing where your attention goes, because as Seneca said, life is long if you know how to use it. These 3 pillars, reset, restart, and refocus, form the foundation of a Stoic reset. They remind us that we are not prisoners of our past, nor victims of our circumstances. We have the power to change, to grow, to rebuild, starting now. The only question is, will you take that first step? If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or lost, remember, you have the power to reset your life, starting now. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed, how many setbacks you've faced, or how long you've been stuck. What matters is your willingness to let go, to start again, and to refocus on what truly matters. Today, you can decide to leave behind the past, to rise above fear and doubt, and to pursue your purpose with courage and clarity. Today, you can choose to embrace change, to face challenges head-on, and to grow through every obstacle. This is your Stoic Reset. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's not about never falling, but about always getting back up. So, what will you do with this power? Will you continue to let the past define you? Or will you choose to redefine your future? The choice is yours. If this video helped you see life differently, if it inspired you to take control, to grow, to transform, then hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Let's grow together on this Stoic journey. Let's learn, reflect, and support each other as we pursue wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. And if you're ready to take the next step, if you're curious about applying these Stoic principles in your daily life, don't miss our next video. We'll be diving deeper into the practical applications of Stoicism, exploring more powerful tools to help you live a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. Your reset starts now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The power to change, to grow, to become who you're meant to be is in your hands. Take that first step, embrace the journey, and never look back. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And remember, you have the power to reset your life starting now. See you in the next video.